A small PowerPoint of which I want to see. Actually, you can actually view those images of how women are being treated in Rwanda now. My name is Jennifer Rwamgira. I'm from Rwanda. Actually, before I start talking, I think all of you don't know where Rwanda is being situated. Rwanda is a landlocked country. It is a small country. It is actually the size of Gauteng province. It's too small. It is a country with a population of 12 million people. It is consists of 3 ethnic groups: Hutu, Tutsi, and Twa. This is a country in 1994 which experienced genocide. I'm sure you know about that. The majority of the Rwandans, they live on $1 per day, which is equivalent to 13 rent. Just imagine about that. The quality of education in Rwanda, it is very, very low, whereby you find that 99% of Rwandan women, they are uneducated. And those who are saying that they are graduate from Rwanda, they can't even write an application letter for a job. And others, they can't even express themselves in English, not even French, because at first Rwanda was a French-speaking country, and when the ruling party took over, it mixed all the languages. Now it is just chaos. Another thing is about they've got poor access of health services. I'll just talk about that later. It is just going to go. I've got some slides about some images regarding Rwanda and women, how they are being treated in Rwanda. You did ask me currently that why are you here and how long I've been here, and then that's when I'm gonna point those women who are there and why I'm here now. What I was talking about was about the poor access of health services. In Rwanda, you find that most of the women, there is actually an increased level of maternal fetal distress, where in normal English or layman's English, we call it where women, they are dying, where they are giving birth. And there is a lot of kwashako and marasmus, of which, of course, politicians, they will just try to sugarcoat it and say what they want. But I'm a medical personnel and I've been directing the hospitals, so I know what I'm talking about. You find that the government of Rwanda is saying that they've got medical aid in the country for the citizen. But remember, this medical aid, they have to pay 1,500 annually, of which these people, they can't even afford. So they end up dying in their homes. And most of them, they are women and kids as well. Most of them. I was treating cancer, I'm an oncologist, but whereby you could go there to give medications all to screen cervical cancer, and you find 99% they are already in 4th stage. And they can't even get Panado. You find four women, they are lying one upside the other, and that's how it is in Rwanda, and that's the country, and it is being led by women. And you find unemployment. It is 80% of women who are being unemployed. Those who are trying also to sell their small businesses on the street, most of them, they are being killed. Others, they are jailed. You will see them there because they are making the city dirty. What they do, they put them in jail, and the city will look clean for the international community to see how the city is very clean. While actually the citizens are dying of hunger, with also marasmus as well. So I'm going to talk a bit about the political part of Rwanda, of the reason why I'm here. Now, I'm going to talk about the daily life of politics in Rwanda. Rwandan government, it boasts about the promotion of 68% of women, including in the National Assembly, making women empowerment of recovery and reconstruction to achieve gender equality. It is clear that those women in parliament cannot decide anything for the better of women in Rwanda. More than 100 women, children, and elderly among the local residents are either jailed, killed, went missing, and others like me and my colleagues, at least we managed to run out of the country. And those are some of the women I'm going to mention about. The first slide, please. There's the first slide. That is the woman I'm going to talk about. The first one. The second one, I think. Second, good. That woman, she's called Victoire Ingabire Umuhoza, who's tried to stood up for the president against President Kagame in 2010. And she's now sentenced to 15 years. Just because you are running against the president. She's sentenced to 15 years. She has got kids. She was married. And see how she is. And she's still in jail now because of that. Then there is a second slide as well. The third slide. The next slide, please. That girl, she's called Diane Rwigara with her mom. In 2015, her dad was assassinated by the government of Rwanda. And she stood up, and in 2017, Diane Rwigara expressed herself in intention to compete with the president of Kagame against, the presidential elections. What happened after 2 days, the agencies of Rwanda, they had to post the photos, the naughty photos of Diane Rwigara on social media. And now, as we speak, Diane Rwigara, if you say, I think is the next slide. She's in jail with her mom. That one. She's in jail with her mom. All their properties are being demolished. Others are sold. And the sisters now, they don't even have food to eat. Anyway, I also tried to mention about my story because I was also a medical personnel working in Rwanda. So it couldn't work. It was not easy for me. I had to get out of the country because of also those political issues you can see there. And when I left here, I just want to encourage women that you try to be strong. It doesn't matter what you are going through. This government is always saying that it's empowering women. 68% there in parliament. I mentioned it earlier on. Whereby you find when I went out of the country, they followed me here in South Africa so that they can be able to kill me or assassinate me or anything else. I tried to survive because of the friends and others. And as we speak now, earlier on I introduced myself as a doctor. In all the circumstances, it doesn't matter what I was going through. I managed to study, and now I'm graduating December as a doctorate, not a doctor, a PhD at this university. So it doesn't matter what you are going through. Just keep on, focus, and make sure that you achieve your goals. I think most of the politicians, like my president, whom I think, he thought that maybe when I ran out of the country, I won't be able to pursue all my studies and all that. They even cancelled my bursary when I was here. They called me to go back to Rwanda so that I can be killed, of course. I said no. Immediately, they killed my elder brother. They killed my other elder brother. They confiscated all the things in my family. And as we speak now, I'm a widow because of that government. But doesn't matter. I'm strong, and I know I'm with my sisters in South Africa and all over the world. We support each other in each and everything. So we only need to be smart and strong. I just want to mention also about what is going on in Rwanda. As I mentioned about myself, at least with me, I managed to get out of the country, and at least I came with my kids. There are others who went out of the country. They couldn't go out with their kids. And those are kids whom we always say that they are street kids. And in 2016, Human Rights Watch reported that hundreds of homeless children there in Rwanda. The kids are aged between 10 and 18 years. Just think about it. Most of those kids, their parents are either dead, jailed, or they disappeared because of the ruling party. Sorry, I'm going to finish. It is a bit... Human Rights report indicated that The Rwandan security force are arresting those kids. They are calling them beggars, sex workers. Where they are being actually detained, they are somewhere there on the slide, I think the second last. They are detained in Rwanda. Those are some whom we can, those are some of the kids and women whom we can try to trace at the moment. But most of the kids, they are in jail. We call them secret jails. Those are women who are in jail. Those women are very innocent. They are innocent because they were vendors on the street, and the street has to be clean. Rwanda is a clean city when you go there. It is very clean. But those women, they are just there because they were selling sweets, they are selling clothes on the street, and that is what is happening in Rwanda. And that is a country which is claiming that is empowering women. Okay, my conclusion, because it is a lot of things, anyway, we can't finish. My conclusion, Rwandan women, especially women who were made widow by the military regime of the General Paul Kagame, we are appealing to the South African women, especially those who are working in the government, the following things: to stand together with the Rwandan women widows and support to fight for justice, freedom, and democracy. To open political space and release all the political prisoners, including the women. Those women I've mentioned above, and you've seen them. To speak to the South African government, to call and immediate for dialogue between opposition parties and Rwandan government. Reason being here, the reason why I'm saying this, Rwanda in 1994, it had genocide. I'm so worried that if we continue having this pressure, the opposition parties, they're gonna end up actually solving the problem by using force, of which we're gonna end up actually women and kids also going into chaos and dying. You remember everything when it happens in politics, women and kids are the ones who are struggling and suffering more. So I thank you so much.
I've got one lady that's been putting her hand up for a while. I have to give her an opportunity, and then we will look at luxury outcomes. Tea.
Thank you very much. Yeah. My name is Sandra. I would like to speak about marriage because my sister is fine.